One night, I was drinking on the bus, and I go to put my cup down, and I missed the table, and the cup hit the floor. I didn't get up right away to get the cup because I figured I'm gonna get up in a couple minutes and make myself another drink. I'll pick up the cup then. Dave sees the cup on the floor, and then he looks at me and says, "Hey, I ain't your mama. Pick that shit up." I get to the back of the bus and I'm like, wait a minute, I pay him. Hey, Dave, shut up. Yeah, I'll be in the back in my room. Thank you. Drive safe. And people tell me, you work with a man who talks that way to you? Why? Let me tell you why. Because he's honest. With Dave, you know exactly what you get. Nowadays, it is so hard for me to tell who's being genuine and who has an agenda. And with him, you know exactly where you stand. If he likes you, he loves you. And if not, you're on the curb with Kenny G. That being said, I have a story to share. About a year and a half ago, maybe longer, we're on the bus and we're heading down the highway. Just so you have kind of an understanding of the bus layout, let's say this is the front. Here's Dave, the driver, empty seat, and then a sliding door that goes in between him and the rest of the tour bus. My buddy Alfred and I are in the living room portion and we're watching TV. We're watching the news. And on the news, there's this person who is running for some type of office. No particular office. And I guess their big plan is to erect a structure between two bodies of land. Somewhere. And I guess they want one side of the structure to finance the entire project. Well, my buddy Alfred and I, we have a lot of family that works in construction, and we know a bad job when we see one. So we started to voice our opinion out loud about how we felt about this person and what they wanted to do. We're being very loud. So loud, Dave can hear us. And then we hear Dave. America. I yell out to Dave. I said, "Be quiet, Dave. This isn't about you." He taps a button on the dashboard that activates the sliding door. And when the door's about that far from closing, he yells out, "I'm building a wall." I couldn't even get upset because I was too much in shock over the fact that that came out of someone 4 feet away from me. My buddy Alfred and I, we look like chickens. We're like, my cell phone goes off. I take out my phone, and there's a text message from Dave. And I said, "That's right, he better say I'm sorry. He better say just kidding." I open up the text message, and it says, "And you're paying for it." And people tell me, "You still work with him after that?" Yes, I do. I trust that man with my life every single night. I know where his heart's at. He can say whatever he wants. At the end of the day, he still has to drive around the king of the Mexicans. The point to this story is, just because you have a difference in opinion, it doesn't mean that you can't have respect for one another, that you can't have love for one another, that you can't have incredible friendships with one another. It's our differences that make us special. What a lot of us need to work on is our delivery. It's all in the way you say things. That's why text messages are always misinterpreted, because you read the text according to how you feel. What does he mean, hello? Yeah. Anyway, Dave has gotten us to 48 of the 50 states. He doesn't travel with us outside of America. He prefers it that way. Last year, we got a chance to do a European tour of 15 countries. Estonia, Germany, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, UK. We're just bouncing around all over the place. And then we wound up on the other side of the world. Out of all the countries I performed in, my favorite country outside of home is Australia. And I'll tell you why. Australia, much like us in America, has its list of priorities. You know what's not on their list? Political correctness. They do not care about your feelings. It's like a country full of Daves. Believe it or not, it's very refreshing to be around such a large group of people who speak their minds so freely. And if you know that before you go there, you're gonna have an amazing time. But if you don't know that and you show up, it is a culture shock and a half, because I showed up and I didn't know. Everybody says you gotta see the beaches, and I went to the beach. I had people coming up to me. Hey, somebody help me get him back in the water. Yeah, look right there, big fella. Look at you right there. Oh, look, he's moving. Oh, he's crying. I bet it tastes like gravy. It's not bullying if everyone does it. Yeah, that being said, I'm in Australia, Sydney, Australia, at the Opera House. For me, it was one of the most iconic places I've ever got to perform in. It was bucket list, definitely. After the show, I wanted to go hang out with some Aussies and see what that was like. I'm hanging out at a pub. First things first, Australian people do not drink Foster's beer. That's an American thing. They don't drink that over there. I tried ordering one to fit in, didn't go over well. Bartender looked at me. Hey, you like the taste of piss, do ya? Okay, don't order that again. So I'm hanging out with these two Aussies, and we're drinking a rum called Bundaberg. At first glance, it looks like a Coca-Cola bottle because there's a polar bear on the front. And then you drink it, and you're like, that's not Coke. As we're talking, a third Australian joined the conversation. And he sounded a little bit different from the other two. He had more of a raspy voice. More like, all right, yeah, mate, yeah, all right. He sounded like a drunk pirate underwater. These two guys didn't like him, so they called him a name and they left. And now it's just me and drunk pirate. We're talking about life. Life in America, life in Australia, talking about our differences. He tells me that he's a professional knife maker. He's showing me how it's done. He's showing me pictures. We wind up polishing off 3 bottles of this rum. And drunk wasn't even the right word to describe our level. My tour manager, Ryan, he comes up to me and he says, Gabe, time to go. And I look at Ryan and I'm like, but Ryan, I just made a friend and he makes knives and they're pretty. My tour manager always knows how to talk to me no matter what condition I'm in. If I'm drunk, he knows better than to talk to me like I'm an adult. He talks to me like I'm 2. He looks at me and he says, hey, buddy. You hungry? Well, listen, if we don't leave right now, they're gonna close McDonald's and you're gonna have to eat at the airport. I gotta go. Oh, Mom, you gotta go, no worries. And he goes to shake my hand. And when he shook my hand, he put his personal pocket knife that he made in my hand as a gift. That's for you, Mike. Thanks for being nice. Thank you. I'm gonna cut cheeseburgers with this. Do you do that just on stage or do you do that in public too? Like, no, of course I do the voices in public. I have to make myself laugh. You know, I like doing the voices in places where people can't see me. Like drive-thrus. Oh, I'm evil at a drive-thru, man, except the one by my house because they know me. I mean, they really know me. I could show up at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, you know.
Welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you?
Yeah, let me have...
Pull up.
I didn't order.
Gabriel, pull up.
Whatever. Other places I've had fun, IHOP. Look at some of you, IHOP? Yeah, let me explain this one. Next time you go to an IHOP, look for the podium. Usually on the weekends, they'll have the podium set up right at the front door. And when you walk in, they'll have a host, and they'll ask you, how many in your party? And you tell them 2, 3, 4, whatever the case. And then when it's time for your seats, they'll call you with the little freaking, they got the microphone on the side of the wall, and they'll go,
paging party of 4, paging party of 4, now serving.
When that party walked away, I grabbed her microphone and I said,
paging Mexican party of 47, Mexican party of 47, now serving.
And the whole restaurant was like, all the guys in the kitchen, órale, güey! Hell yeah. I love IHOP. I go too much, you guys. I was at an IHOP one time during an earthquake. Wasn't a big one. It was enough to feel it, but not freak out, I live in California, so we get them a lot. But if you're not used to that, you're like, earthquake, and I'm sitting there. I just wrote it out, Freaking earthquakes, man. You gotta choose which one you want, Do you want earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, fires, floods? I live in California. I'll take the earthquakes. You could sleep through them, And then whenever they happen, you never believe it's an earthquake. You're like, is it an earthquake or a big truck? Seriously, you'd be like, oh. Oh my God. Smell. But seriously, you can go to work and people are talking about how they were sleeping, Did you feel that tremor last night? You can't sleep through a tornado or a hurricane. And I said that down south, and people were like, yeah, you can. I said, not if it hits your house. I've never seen that interview, Sir, what happened to your home?
I don't know what happened. See, I woke up this morning, and this son bitch was flipped over. That's the darnest thing. I got a truck in the tree. My dog is down the street. I can't find my wife, but that's for a whole nother reason altogether. I was asleep.
Sir, you were asleep?
Damn right I was asleep. I got me one of them Tempur-Pedics over there. Get her done. That's what I'm saying right there.
I love that impression, you guys. I love doing that. Every time I do it, somebody's like, hey, that's the redneck cable guy. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just so goddamn happy right now. Thank you. I wish my mom were here to see this. You have no idea. She would have been happy to see all of you, but she would have been like, no, chinga su madre. Mira lo que mi hijo está en el cielo. Anda ya con Jesus in the sky, mira. That is amazing. Some of you guys okay? I heard a cough over there. You all right? Don't cough. They just let us come back. I would rather you fart than cough. If you feel another one of those coming, just hold your face, convert the energy, and blow it out the back, all right? And I know the people behind you are like, no, don't do that, don't do that. You let it rip, and if the people behind you can't smell it, then they got COVID. Okay, that's a free home test. Anyway, so during 2020, my dogs and I, the most normal thing we could do was just take a drive. Okay, drives, you could just get in the car. Nothing was open, but you could take a drive. And so we get in the car, and I put on this playlist and just drive. Eventually, we went out looking for food. And I know that sounds crazy to say it that way, but remember, 85% of the underlying conditions. I never once set foot in a market because I was afraid. All of my food came from friends and street vendors. Yeah. Yes, I support street vendors in case anyone's wondering. Because no matter what, they're working their asses off, again, trying to make a better life for themselves and for their families. After leaving a taco stand one night, I realized that a lot of people needed to step out of their comfort zones in order to find alternative ways of making ends meet. I made the mistake one night of assuming the guy working the stand was Mexican. He wasn't. I even spoke Spanish to him, which is a no-no. The rule is, when engaging a brown person, you must speak English to them first, and then if there's a language barrier, then you go to Plan B high school Spanish. You start off in English. Hello, sir, may I? ¿Qué? No entiendo. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, hold on, I got this. Hola. Yo me. So I walked up to this guy at the stand and I was like, he reminded me of a tío, so I was like, hey, ¿qué onda, compa? ¿Cómo estás? And which is like, hello, friend, how are you? And he responded, what are you saying to me? I'm sorry, sir, I thought you were Mexican. No, I'm not a Mexican. I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. Greek? Shit, I was way off. I'm sorry, bro. It's late. I'm tired. Can I have 2 tacos? What do you mean, can I have 2 tacos? I just finished telling you I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. I do not sell taco. I sell gyro. Gyro? And then I remember seeing writing on the front of the cart, and I just thought it was like the guy's name or something, right? I was like, it spells it out. G-Y-R-O. Gyro. He got all pissy. It is not a gyro, it is gyro. That shit says gyro. It is gyro. Bro, I'm tired, it's late. What is a gyro? It's like a taco. Give me 2. Eventually, businesses started opening their doors and allowing us to go back inside. And I'll tell you guys right now, my big guilty pleasure is Starbucks, okay? That's my guilty pleasure. I'm all about a Starbucks drive-thru. But the difference is, when you have the option of going inside versus drive-thru, that's one thing. But when they tell you can't go inside anymore, and then they tell you can, you kind of miss. Like me, I couldn't wait to go back inside when they said the doors are opening up. I couldn't wait to go in and order from a counter and talk to a person and look at a menu. I didn't mind. I showed up early. Got my dogs with me. I didn't care. We walk into Starbucks. And I know they did this over in Long Beach. I'm not sure if they did this here, but they put stickers on the floor. And so there I am standing on this freaking sticker. I got my dogs just chilling, standing there looking like a 3rd grader. We're just chilling, waiting, and some lady behind me notices that I'm holding 2 dogs. She clearly had an issue with the fact that I was holding 2 dogs, and instead of saying, pardon me, excuse me, hey there, hi, hola, she does the whole, I'm hearing this, and I'm like, shit, COVID. I don't see any stickers. I'm off the grid. And she was like, I do not have COVID. Are those service dogs? They're Chihuahuas. And these in particular are the complete opposite of service dogs. Well, are they supposed to be inside? I say, I didn't ask. It's just that I didn't want to leave them in the car. I'm not even staying. I'm just going to order my drinks and I'm going to leave. I'm not even going to put them down. I'm sorry. And she's like, well, are they at least legal? You're gonna ask a Mexican if his dogs are legal? Fortunately, next in line, thank God. So I get to the front, and now I'm worried because the lady has me thinking in the back of my head that I'm doing something bad, that I'm about to get scolded or kicked out. So I'm trying not to make eye contact with the guy. So I'm just looking at the menu, and I hear him, dogs. Oh, hi, bro. Sorry about that. Sorry. I know. They're adorable. What are their names? Oh, well, this is Vinny. This is Risa. They're so cute. Well, thank you. And then here comes another barista, and she's like, I see dogs. I'm sorry. They're adorable. What are their names? I said, oh, well, this is Vinny. This is Risa. They're too cute. Well, thank you. So I placed my order, and then the girl barista, she goes, yes? You know I gotta tell you something about your dogs, right? I know, I'm sorry, I just didn't want to leave them in the car. What are the little ones gonna have? Well, as much as I would love to share my coffee with my dogs, I don't think caffeine and chihuahuas mix. No, silly. Maybe your little puppies would like a puppuccino. Okay, you see that shit? Now you're vocal. When I talked about the stickers, we don't know nothing about stickers, but un pinche puppuccino all freaking day, right? Sorry. Anyway, when she said puppuccino, I was like, what kind of a drink is it? I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, I don't see that shit anywhere. What is that? No, silly. A puppuccino is just a little cup, and we put whipped cream in the cup. This way, you can enjoy your beverage, and your little ones can enjoy something with you. I said, oh my God, I love this. How much are they? Oh, they're free. Tell me more. You have 2 little puppies, so you get 2 free puppuccinos. Oh my God. Can I have a third one? Oh, is there another little puppy we're missing? This one. I was so excited. I told her, I said, do you understand how happy you just made me with this whole puppuccino thing? Oh, yeah. They let it be known that if anyone ever shows up with a dog, always offer them a puppuccino on the house. So it's cool that I walked in with my dogs. Oh, yeah. They're welcome anytime. I'll just tell you guys right now, I am very petty. I am so petty. I was like, can you say that louder? Your puppies are welcome anytime. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit like Canelo. I did, I couldn't help it. I turned around, I was like, hey, you hear that, bitch mother? Again, some of you can handle, and some can't. I got kicked out of a bar on St. Patrick's Day. I was performing at the bar. How do I get thrown out, right? You know, I'm having fun. People are giving me free drinks. Here, have another drink. I'm like, woo! I started pissing off the management and the owners of this Irish place that I was at, right? The bartender's like, hey, buddy, relax. Are you okay? Are you having a good time? I was so drunk, I did this. I'm having a great time. People around me, oh my God, are you Irish? I was like, hey. Like, what part of Ireland are you from? Downtown. Are you here by yourself? Oh no, I'm not here by myself. Donkey! Now, if you're not laughing, you need to get out more often, because that's a funny joke. That's hysterical. Ask a 10-year-old, they'll tell you, that's funny! I did that joke one night in Memphis, Tennessee, and some guy thought he knew why it was funny, and he was way off. But he confronted me outside, all drunk. Hey, you, Fluffy. I'm like, what? Mirror. No, you mirror. And he walks over and he's like, I have to tell you, your show was hysterical. I damn near wet myself when you said, donkey! My friend Roy didn't laugh, so I had to explain it to him, and he thinks I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. Could you set the record straight? Sure, what'd you tell your friend? Okay, look here. I told him the reason why it's funnier than hell that you said, donkey! It's because you're Mexican.
And you people ride donkeys. Normally, I would have been all over this guy, but two things. One, I was in Memphis, Tennessee. No support. And two, the guy was drunk. I just don't deal with drunk people, man. When it comes to drinking and women, ladies, when you go out, make sure you take one guy with you. You need to take one guy, even if he's, oh my God, you need one. Because a group of you get together, there's always one girl who will elect herself the team captain, right? Try to rally the troops, get everybody together, you know.
Okay, look. Check it out. This is a shut up. Okay, look. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna take my car, so leave your car. My car, leave your car. Ready? Let's go.
They get in the car. They get to the club.
Oh no, my purse.
They go inside the club, they start jamming, having fun, right? End of the night, that same girl who's being the leader, the captain, she gets more hammered than everybody. She's the biggest hypocrite walking out missing a shoe, purse, keys, friends, car. Look at some of you pointing.
That's you.
End of the night, she's stumbling out of the club.
I gotta pee. Not anymore.
She's on the curb crying, mascara's coming down her face.
I'm so wasted. Who the hell is gonna want me now?
That's when I come out.
What's up?